is not on the list of richest Jamaican politicians.
Yeah. You can benefit from the information.
Andrew Holness is not on the list of richest politicians in Jamaica.
Okay. Help people know who is who on it.
Well, let me find back that list in there again.
For some of your friend named
PJ Edit and Paul will.
Yeah.
Bunting and Mark.
Andrew Holness is not on the list of richest politicians in Jamaica.
But member said Dennis Chung say, you know. Member said they might investigate. No.
Well, let me tell people, let me give people something to understand this. Each network is what? Nearly $460 billion. Do you think Elon Musk have $460 billion when he can draw out of one bank?
No, man. Suppose have it in a papers and sort of.
Elon in cash is probably about a couple hundred million him could have in a cash. So when you hear somebody's net worth, your net worth is tied to what you own and your investment and projections. Andrew Michael Holness today is not on the list of richest politicians in Jamaica. The top 5 are probably about top 8 person on that list. You would never get a which party they support.
Oh, you mean all 8?
Eh?
All 8?
Take a guess. The top.
No, I've seen a list already. Most of them, Philip Powell is one of the top ones.
Yeah.
Mostly PMP. The richest politicians in Jamaica has always been PMP.
Shika, excuse me, guys. Continue the conversation. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, it has always been PMP, and you can Google it. I think Philip Powell is one of the top ones, and there was somebody who did surprise me too. Was it Pickersgill? Pickersgill, they opened on the top right, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
The man who said the 30 million, 35 million a chicken fee.
Yeah, them people, some of them people that really stay well, man.
Wow.
And I think Andrew, I don't think Andrew in the top 10.
Well, I can't do a truck so early on in the dependent list. Period.
All right.
And a top 10, 20 or 30. Just on the list.
Brother, Andrew a poor man, you know. $1.5 million them investigate Andrew for, you know.
How much?
1.5, you know, see, you fix
Oh, the 1.5. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you say two of them cloudy the water, muddy the water. People are talking about 28 bank account and 400 million. 400 million were transactions passing through account over a period of many years. So I know, Andrew now have 400 million. Because of transaction pass back and forth, buying stocks and this and that and that. Them add up the transactions. So I know dollar value and a current total. A transaction. Liability. I'm trying to say, wicked people, man, brother.
Yeah, man. And you say, when I think what
we have to remember what Karl Marx said.
Hello? The PMP them doing. When we listen to them, when we pass them yard and listen to them vlogger, them argument. Is that the man them lie, them twist it, them twist the argument, them twist it, them stretch it, them introduce new variables to it and lie and listen, Jesus Christ. One people can say lie, man. Jesus Christ.
Will never stand, bro. You Wolf contact. Did I expect the government to do a little more for see what? Did I expect the government to do a little more for see what? We
Yeah, you remember, you know, when it just started and the government dip in that own pocket, you know.
Sorry.
And the government sank the ball rolling. No, say yourself. Say your piece.
see investigation a climax, you know. And wait a say. It a say what? The money never even go to SSL. So all of who did pick up SSL, all of America, if you ever hear Rattigan them on YouTube, SSL,
Yes.
every time you can ask them, what is the government corruption? SSL. Where is the government corruption? Point it out, because you said the government corrupt, SSL. But SSL is not a government entity, so tell us where is the corruption? SSL.
Yeah.
So if Bolt must get money. Bolt money.
No, when am I trying to link? When am I trying to link SSL JA? Is that they must say SSL, one of the principal for SSL have a close relationship with the Jamaica Labour Party government. So Mr. say we don't have to do with anything at all. Them under the government, them in the cabinet, nobody know of them.
So Michael Leachin have a close relationship with Jamaica Labour Party, but guess what? He also have a close relationship with the PMP. What the issue? The current leader of the PMP, him and him deputy leader Peter Bunting, Mark Gold and Peter Bunting, robbed 44,000 Jamaicans. Them them land, them money where they did in a bank. Say my friend can't be my friend. Yeah, man, me know. Me just a string what you say.
Well, no, when am I trying to do? I try to look at, I try to look how much them can muddy the water and how much string them can use and draw from which part of that tie the prime minister. So you see like when
and it just not work. Because then try to do it with the IC and no matter how small try to glue. Investigate no 6 parliamentarians. We have 6 reports.
Yeah.
So me don't know about no 6 parliamentarians.
Jamaica, I think, experienced a shock. You know, it was a shock that Jamaica experienced. And so I believe that Jamaica has been stabilized and is now able to grow. There are many ills in the society could not be reversed in 1 or 2 years. And those persons who are critical of the government are those who are partisan. And partisanship, is a color of your shirt. And so the overly partisan in the country are the ones with the narrative that time come. Those persons who understand where we are coming from are apt, I think, to argue for a continuation of government. So we're going to settle that argument, and that argument is going to be settled this year. How is it to be settled? there are 800,000 about persons. There are about 800,000 persons who are going to be going to the polls. About 800,000 people who are going to be going to the polls. From where I sit tonight, Bad Boy, Mountains, Cherry Baxter, you're all joining. Thank you. From where I sit tonight, there are 28 seats that the government has in the bag. 28 seats. 28 seats are currently pro-JLP. The JLP is likely to retain comfortably 28 currently. The PNP, in addition to this 14 it has, based on my numbers, have picked up 2 more. So where it is now, and I'm going to maybe by Friday be brought, as I want to talk to somebody from over Michelle Charles's constituency. Michelle Charles. People are joining all the time. If I sound repetitive, it's just to facilitate those persons who are joining. The argument of governance of Jamaica needs to be settled, and it must be settled quickly. The starting, the PIOJ, Planning Institute of Jamaica, is speaking about recession. Jamaica have to grow. You know, there's no prosperity without productivity. And for us to grow, for us to provide prosperity to our people, we have to have a stable government. It is the pragmatic approach that places a country on the path to prosperity. Populism is a failed philosophy, you know, and I wish my Jamaican brothers and sisters would listen and understand that populism is a failed philosophy. And those who have tried the populist approach, populism may get you into power, but you cannot govern by populism. Because even if you introduce the socialist philosophy, the programs have to be paid for. And there are only a couple of ways that government pay for its expenditure. You either have to produce or you borrow. And if you borrow, you have to pay it back. And the cycle, the perpetuating of this cycle has damaged Jamaica, you know. And you know, some of my listeners have argued about the psychological impact that the non-progress of Jamaica has had on the psyche of the Jamaican people. Because where there is hopelessness in a society, you tend to find that young people especially see crime as an alternative. Yes? You watch and see where when the economy is struggling and is suffering, that the crime goes up. And if we were able to get to full employment in Jamaica, and when we talk about full employment, we're talking about good paying jobs, you'll realize that the social fabric changes, hope is restored, and people are less into crime. Marie? Hello? Okay. All right, so populism might offer you quick fixes, but um, it's an emotional appeal. It's an emotional appeal, and there are those who offer the emotional appeal because many in the society do not have the intellectual capacity to make informed decision on them for themselves. The autonomy of many of our citizens, the individual autonomy to make decisions is taken away from others, and therefore others make those decisions. We need a pragmatic approach to sustain the effectiveness of the governance process. All right. And so, as we move to settle the argument, as we move to settle in Jamaica, we are settle the argument here. The argument of who it is that is going to govern the country for the next 5 years is going to be settled this year. Because if we don't settle down as a country, yes, then we are going to reverse the gains that we have made. And let me tell you something. Many Jamaicans have suffered and have worked very hard, have sacrificed themselves to make the country where it is today. It's not only the successes of the government, it is the success of the Jamaican people. And the Jamaican people deserve, they deserve a government, right, that can continue to look out for their interests. The interests of the Jamaican people must be prioritized because we have been suffering for too long. And we are now experiencing in Jamaica, yes, the horizons that once again the Jamaican dream has been recaptured. The ignition of the Jamaican spirit, yes, that spirit that says to us that we can be better. You know, many persons have compared Singapore with us. That in the 60s, Lee Kuan Yew came to Jamaica to look at what it was that we were doing, right? And look at where Singapore is today, one of the countries with the highest GDP. Singapore was a little sand pit, right? Singapore is as large as the parish of St. James, yet Singapore has a GDP that is higher than that of the United States. Can Jamaica do it? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. But we need the leadership to be able to accomplish these dreams, to take us from where we are to where we should be, had it not been for the carelessness of many of our leaders. All right, we will settle this argument soon. So as it stands tonight, the governing JLP has 28 seats that it will not lose. Now, if you talk about prediction, the numbers that we have been looking at, right, and the whole process nationwide is coming out with a poll next week. I don't have any access to that. We crunch numbers, 28 seats that it has in the bag at this point. The PNP, as they have picked up 2 so far, they need 18 to be able to topple the government. Now, when you look across the 63 constituencies, it is a hill to climb. Is it impossible? Well, some would argue that it is not. However, the swing that the party was experiencing last year, and there was a swing to the party last year, that momentum has slowed significantly. Now, what is happening in Jamaica at this point that has slowed the PNP's momentum? I think the PNP probably went out a little too early. Well, maybe too early, but right now they are not picking up any additional points. They have maxed out basically. The Labour Party is roaring back. Labour Party is roaring back. And I believe, you see, the Sparks initiative is catching fire, because I cannot, when I look at what is causing this appeal, the number of points that the party seems to be picking up, what it is that has changed in Jamaica between last year and now. And I think the closer we get to the announcement of the election, the Labour Party's base is going to be solid, stabilized, and I think the uncommitted are breaking for the party. I think the uncommitted are breaking for the party. Labourites should be buoyed and excited tonight, based on the figures that are coming in. As I said, so far, it appears as if they have 28 that they are not likely to lose. I wanted to speak to someone from over there in Michelle Charles' constituency. Though that's the how are you doing, Dabs? Dabs? Oh, she's off. She's off. All right. Charlie, still not in Patterson time. Okay. All right. All right. So somebody's asking me what is my view on Mr. Patterson's comment about our Prime Minister. I don't know if you notice that it is not historically in Jamaica, when a Prime Minister resigns, they don't normally get involved in the body politics of the country. They don't normally get involved in the body politics of the country, especially to the point where a former Prime Minister comes out to criticize the current administration. This is a personal thing, because I can tell you that quietly these guys talk behind the scene. But I think that Patterson has helped. The Patterson comments have helped the JLP. And I did a recording on that, and I said that I believe Belmont Road is popping champagne, because what the Patterson comments have done is that it has opened up what is called the historical politics. There are many people in Jamaica who moved on from the 90s. Many people in Jamaica moved on from the 90s, and there are many people in Jamaica who they do not know what that period of government was about. Now, what Patterson has done is that Patterson doesn't realize, that Jamaica today is not the Jamaica of the 90s. The Jamaica today is a different Jamaica. It's a Jamaica that has greater access to information. And many Jamaicans, or most Jamaicans, have a cell phone and are on TikTok, on WhatsApp, wherever they are. So when you go back, when you are going to be critical of an administration, you have to understand that there are going to be comparisons. Remember that the political environment is a competitive one. Jamaica's two-party democracy is admired across the world, you know. As much as we beat ourselves up from time to time, but our democracy has worked. The electoral process has worked largely. We have been able to elect governments with one seat in Jamaica, one seat majority, and those results were respected. And so, what people have done is that they have gone back to the 90s, and they are now looking at the Patterson's period in government. And you and I know that there were many, many ills around that time. And so I think it's an own goal. I think it's an own goal that the party has scored. Now, why would the party do that? And I will tell you why the PNP did that. Have you noticed that the PNP still uses this Bornia song? Have you noticed that? I'm on Bornia. Now, that song virtually won the PNP an election, you know. That song alone won them an election. It appears as if all hands are on deck in terms of where the PNP, how the PNP is seeing the election coming up. And so Patterson in his time was a clinical person in terms of his ability to win elections. He was a master strategist for the PNP. Even before he was prime minister, he did political work for the PNP and is largely responsible for the PNP's extended period in government. I feel, therefore, that the party feels that he still has a bit of clout within the party. And therefore, if he can appeal to the party's base, you know, the diehard PNP, those persons who the PNP must pull out to win the election, then they went back to Patterson. But I think it has backfired spectacularly because, as I said, what it has done, it has begun a debate in the society, and it is providing info further to the JLP that they can use to attack the PNP. The election ought to be what it is that the government has done and what it is that they are going to do. Going back to the 90s is not a debate that I think the PNP can win. I think it was a terrible political misjudgment, and of course, they are going to pay for that. What of the 26th seat? We give an update. Now, let's see where we stand. Brenke, building master. I only have 12 minutes, Brenke, and I am just giving you a little tease. You see Bruce Golden come out. Is he out? I'm not so sure. Is he out? Right. So it is no, he's not out. Great. All right. So I only have 12 minutes. 28, tick off 20. I can tell you those soon, you know, but there are 28. No. So therefore, do you have your pen there, sir? Do you have your pen? Let's do the maths. Let's do the math before I have to go. When I come on tomorrow or Friday, I'll give you better particulars. 4 and 8. 8 and 4 is 12. 2 carry 1. That's 42. 42 from 63. 63. 42. 2, 1. 4 from 6 leaves 3. That's 21. There are 21 seats that are up for grabs in the election. Here is where it becomes very, very tricky. here it where it becomes very, very tricky. The PNP would need to win all 21. Add those 21 to 16, that's 37. So all the 21 seats that are up for grabs, remember, 42 of them are already decided. So of the 63, 21 at this point are in the undecided column. They are too close to call. They are too close to call. The challenge here is that when you look at the 21, the margins are favoring Labour. You see what I'm saying? The margins are favoring Labour. It's going to be a difficult election, you know, and it's going to be a difficult one to call, right? But I'm guiding you here to suggest that the advantage at this point looks over on the other side, all right? Because of they would need to win the 21, right? Of the 21 that is out there, they would need to win 19 of those at least to form the government. Now, boy, when you look at it, it's tough. It is very, 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 very tough. Is it impossible? No. However, there is something happening on the ground that is swinging the support back to the Labour Party. What is that? Something is happening on the ground that is swinging voter support back to the Labour Party. If you follow me, I have been saying to people that what the polls were picking up were voter frustration. They were not picking up voter intention. The mistake that the PNP was making was they thought that they were picking up voter intention. And I have been saying to you that people do not make up their minds who they're going to vote for so early out of the election date. As you get closer to the election, people are going to begin to tell you exactly where they stand. Something has happened between the local government election and today that has shifted voter perception of the party, of the government, in the Labour Party's favor. And I am trying to find out what it is. When I find it out definitively, I will tell you. I believe that the citizen thing has hurt the PNP. I believe that the current, scandal that is breaking out is putting the party in a negative light also. I believe the Spark program is a positive for the government, and therefore it appears as if they have regained lost ground by the party's own poll. Remember, the party put out a poll over on the weekend. It shows them 6 points ahead, and when you match up leader by leader, the JLP's leader is 12 points ahead. So what is the news tonight? That there are 28 seats. There are 28 seats that the Laborites have ticked off. 28. At least 28. They're not going to lose. They're not lose them 28 there. I'm telling you the truth. They're not losing them. No matter what happens, they are not going to lose those 28. The PNP not going to lose any of the 14 it has. Not going to lose any. And there are 2 that they are sure to pick up back, bringing them up to 16 right now. So it is 1628 right now, 1628, which means that there are 21 seats to be called. We'll call them for you over the next couple of days leading up into the election. I need to speak to somebody from over there in Michelle Charles' constituency. I want some information as to what is happening over there. So in the days coming up, we'll discuss seat by seat, and I will give you some more information as to how things are turning out. But I can't stay with you for much longer. Thank you for joining me. Denise.
No, you know, man, you will get bring up back. They will Philippian will bring you up back. She's a moderator.
And me and them attack for 2 hours. My big friend them. And then on one see me and me say, when me tell them say they laugh, so tell they holler, they couldn't believe say, and me I tell them say that say, oh me couldn't come back to Jamaica, me yes, don't afraid. And I labor right. Them none live in a PMP area, you know, big labor right, you know. And when me tell them and me talk politics with them now, they say, are you fit you? You not change, you not change. And me go a curry and me buy me market sit them and take the bus. Me want sit down and me sit down at the bus and me go. And find that then me just bust out of Jamaica and love me Jamaica. I go 2 times a year, 3 times a year.
Yeah, because if you're up here and listen to how them portray Jamaica, you don't want to go.
God,
And they put the most worst thing them say about Jamaican crime and this and that. Nothing like that.
My cousin come and pick me up at drive the last time we go last year. Pick me up, come pick me up.
Rockstone.
Huh?
One of that crosses come back again. VG, that's her name?
Yes, that's another cross. It's a real politics. But him neutral. When come back, find him to have campaign in time. And the Labour them love over in place, you see. Ciao. You know, so me see VG like the live. I mean, I wonder if it was him in the politics.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Me see him coming in your life, you know, I wonder if it was him.
Maybe.
Yeah, man, me see him come and I say VG like the live. I say, this cross is come back, but me never say anything.
A long time VG no come on, not true.
Yeah,
come on, good while now.
If you go back, go see when they must stand when they like a him. Cause go and kind of nonsense. Laugh like I'm an idiot.
I have sense you stay there.
VG
man
the Labour right.
What man the Labour right?
No, manly PNP. Him say my manly PNP.
Oh.
So if you're a manly PNP, you must know wicked. You must know wicked manly
manners
is.
and respect. Manners and respect. This is what they say. Both manners. Remember when the Michael time them tell you them go put in a other heavy manners. And I said, man, did you tell we you know?
Other heavy manners.
And he said stand firm for the 3rd term.
I thought they all dead with them break up the other day. Him say that.
Oh, I stand firm away for him. But my fresh, when he come for come kill we, you know, he talk about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'm gonna say next.
Him should boy
I
me
said
don't
for
know.
Portia next month. I said for
But the
the
man I walk like Juki Jam, you know. Them take
said
the man up the man on stage. The man 90-year-old man. Where them got trouble the man for?
You know, me not like with some of us Labour right. Sometimes you have some people, even world chase, then come and then this is JLP, and then they come and make one good post and the whole away run with it.
I true that.
No man.
That is so true.
No.
Let me go my cousin of PMP, because I'm from the road and say Anne Vaz. Me say Anne. Anne going on me and let me see Anne. Me say Anne. And mother when I'm my best friend. and his grandmother.